we now at this stage know all the new guidelines and the recommendations, etc. What we really want to know is why are they so confusing and contradictory, and indeed, according to one senior government source leaked in the papers today, incoherent. And by the way, do you accept that they are confused and that people are confused about them?
Hi, Mark. I don't. I think what the public health experts have done and what government has done is find a way to allow us to live in a world with COVID, to work in a world of COVID, to get our kids back to school in a world of COVID, in a country like most in Europe where the virus is on the rise, right? So when this arrived first here, we had a very simple message, which was stay at home. Don't go to work, close down your business, close down your shop, close down the schools, close down the galleries, stay within 2 kilometres of your house. That was a simple message, and it was not a confusing message.
Sorry, Minister, I don't want to interrupt. Sorry, Minister. You said you don't understand why people are confused. Well, I'll tell you, I'm confused. For example, I'm confused why I can go to Mass, but I can't go and watch my kids play sport. I'm confused why I can go and eat in a pub, yet I can't have Sunday lunch with my parents or my siblings. I'm confused why I can send my children to school, but yet I'm told not to go into work if at all possible. And if I have to go into work, I'm to avoid public transport. If I have to go in, my children will be on a bus. That's why I'm confused.
So if we live in a world, Mark, where the public advice is go about your lives, but in order to suppress the virus, please don't do the following things for the next 3.5 weeks. That's essentially where we're at. There's 2 ways we can look at that. We can look at that and say, well, there's a list of things I can do, and there's a list of things I can't do, and therefore I'm going to say that's very confusing. Or I can say, actually, this is a very sensible approach. Is it more nuanced than a simple message of, like, don't go out, close everything down? It is. But I can say, okay, I can go about most of the things I did before. There is a relatively small number of restrictions. Let's understand why they're in place. So let me try and help with that. Obviously, we've gone for a more nuanced approach than a full lockdown, because the whole point of what we're doing is to avoid a national lockdown. So let me go through the
I
various,
get nuance, by the way, Minister. I don't get contradiction
that you've made. So, for example, why are we saying don't go to work at home if you can, but in next week we want to send the kids to school? Because one of the priorities, one of the objectives is to get the schools open. So the question that NPHET were answering for us all, and the question that government is addressing and has made decisions on is what is it we need to do to suppress the virus in order to send the kids to school? And one of the answers to that is we need to limit our social interactions, and one of the ones where we are seeing clusters is around workplaces. Therefore, the advice is if you can avoid going to work in order to suppress the virus, please do that. And in so doing, it means we can keep the schools on track.